Even though I have a YouTube channel, I am social media impaired for certain things. I don't know how to blow this up. I'm sorry. So we're just gonna have to deal with it like that. Yeah, no. I don't think there's an option to. But I do want to thank Disney Channel US for posting this. Hi, dolls! Welcome back, and if you're new, hello, my name is Jessie, and today we're going to react to the new promo for Season 3, Episode 4 of High School Musical, the series. This is entitled No Drama. Sure, that's going to be accurate. I'm very excited to jump into this. It is Monday. We apparently have a Sunday drop for the promos now, I'm assuming, because that's the way it's been going on for the last few weeks. So thank you, Kennedy, for pointing this out to me that it had dropped. And thank you for also pointing out that I have been doing reaction, or I actually did reactions. I finished the entire series on Patreon, and I have episodes 1 through 5 edited on my YouTube channel for Never Have I Ever Season 3, which is freaking incredible, by the way. And Mrs. Paloma is Big Red's mom. She makes a cameo in the last episode, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I know where this lady's from. I know she looks familiar, and Kennedy pointed it out. It's Big Red's mom. So thank you for that, because it wasn't one that was like sticking in my head and destroying me, but now that you pointed it out to me, I'm like, oh my gosh, how did I miss that? So it's really fun. Go check out the Never Have I Ever reactions. If you've never seen the show, it's on Netflix. It's fantastic. It's already signed on for season 4. But anyway, we are here to talk about High School Musical. So let's just jump in. But before we do, don't forget to throw a like or dislike if you do not like what you see. But comment down below, let me know why. Subscribe if you haven't yet. We do fun things here. Ring the bell to be notified when I upload new videos. And don't forget to check the link down in the description for my Patreon. It is $5 a month. That's only $1.25 a week. It has all of my unedited reactions of everything that I do on YouTube in addition to more. Also, don't forget to follow us on all social media at @star_chef_productions or at @JessieW for Twitter. But without further ado, this is my official reaction to the promo for Season 3, Episode 4 of High School Musical, the series. No drama.
On High School Musical, the series.
A pool scene.
Welcome to the first Frozen read-through.
Let's unpack what you're channeling.
Hey, you have a girlfriend to have these kinds of talks with, buddy?
Yeah, she isn't busy with someone else.
Did something
Uh-oh.
Maybe.
Oh!
Mom's there.
Guys, we lost Joe.
What?
Alright, let's break it down.
We're gonna break this down.
We lost Jet. Why would you say that like that? You know it's not going to be in the way that it's...
Next on.
So right here we have this awesome little pool scene. It's going to be a fun song. I wonder what song it's going to be.
High School Musical.
We have this sweet little moment with our Portwell couple.
The musical.
We have Ricky looking at them very suspiciously, and we have Corbin finally actually presenting himself in this whole situation. We only saw him in the first episode. I honestly thought that he wasn't going to make it or he wasn't going to come, but apparently he is.
Series.
Welcome to the first Frozen read-through.
We're going to have the first ever Frozen read through. That's going to be really fun to kind of see everybody get into their characters, what kind of personality they're going to give them, how well they do. Look how happy Gina looks. Our two leads right here. You know, I don't want anything to get confused because I feel like a lot of people in the comments are kind of like, you're all over the place, which I always am, let's face it, but I love Gina. Gina's my favorite character on the show. However, I didn't see her as Anna. I think she's going to do a great Anna, and I think she's going to really surprise some people who really don't see her as Anna. I just feel like for this year, for this season, do I think Gina should have gotten a lead? 1000%. Do I think it should have been Anna? No. I think to be completely honest with you, I think they should have did a different musical. I love Frozen, and I love the idea of doing Frozen, but because I want Gina in a lead role, I don't think it should have been Frozen, because Courtney is just way too perfect for Elsa, and Ashlyn's just way too perfect for Anna. So I just think they should have did a different one in order to give Gina the lead, but I think that Gina's going to be a good Anna.
Let's unpack what you're channeling.
Hey, you have a girlfriend to have...
I'm mad at Corbin for what he says. For the crap that he pulled and how he put this on EJ. But anyway. Well, he didn't really, but you know what I mean. You have a girlfriend to have these kinds of conversations with, Val says. By the way, Val, where the hell were you in the last episode? You're just non-existent. But anyway. he's probably stressing about the production and how much attention is being put on him and the responsibilities and all of that. Or maybe he's upset about, no, it's got to be that, because then he says,
These kinds of talks with, buddy.
Yeah, she isn't busy with someone else.
if she isn't busy with someone else. So he's probably venting to Val, who understands the craziness and excitement of trying to handle a musical and keep everything in line and in order. And Gina's kind of only going at it from the performer aspect of it. So I get that I get why he's talking to Val, and I get that he has this relationship with Val where they're close, they've been through a lot, they have a history. So it's one of his really good friends. He can trust in her and confide in her. But she is right. You have a girlfriend to talk about this. You should probably be talking to her, considering that you have such a limited amount of time. Any time that you do have, I feel like you would want to spend with Gina and spend with her. And again, problems, like whenever I have a problem, I immediately go to Robbie because he's my person and I want to see what his advice is and kind of have him walk me through it and help me through it. And so I do find it interesting that he went to Val, but considering that he's seeing Gina and Ricky in this kind of way, it doesn't surprise me that he didn't necessarily go to her. But he also has to acknowledge that he has been so focused on the play that he is kind of pushing Gina away a tad. Like when Ricky came in and was like, let's go look for I can't remember what it was called, but let's go look for the thing that he wanted to look for in the woods. And he's just like, I can't do that. And Gina's like, oh, come on. And he's kind of like unintentionally brushing her off, but brushing everybody off. Like it's not just her. If you noticed, I didn't point this out in the reaction, but at the campfire when he sings the song, Susie Fine, he sings the Susie Fine song. And then he's like, all right, I gotta go. I have stuff to do. And he kind of like gets up and you could see like they zoom in on Gina's face and she's like, oh, we were all having fun and now you're leaving. But I think that Gina, with all that said, she kind of needs to take into consideration that there is also a lot of pressure on EJ for taking on all these responsibilities. I know that they were supposed to have this like blissful, happy, sweet, great summer, but at the same time, as I said in the reaction of the episode 3, this is Gina's huge break. This isn't just a little play that they're performing. This is going to be nationally televised. So for her to have a lead role, as much fun as she's having and as much as I think that's important, I feel like she needs to kind of start taking it a little more seriously than she is. And I feel like she needs to also understand that EJ has the responsibility to make sure that this goes well for her benefit as well. Because it's going to be televised. All right, that was a long-ass rant. Let's move on.
Did something happen?
We see Mama Courtney, Mama. I love her. I love that she is in this. I also found out in last season that that's her real mother. That is her actual mother, which just makes me beam with joy even more because you could tell the love and the closeness in their relationship, and now you can understand why, because it's actual relationship and love. So I love that we had to see her, right? We had to see her once. Courtney mentioned in one of the episodes, Mom's too old for camp. So I'm glad that we get to see her. What is she talking about now? It makes me nervous though. Did something happen? Maybe. What could have happened? What could have happened? That makes me nervous. What could have happened with Courtney where she's so upset?
Oh!
Guys, we lost Jet.
I know, what the heck is that? We lost Val, why would you say it like that? It's so ridiculous. I guess for the punchline and the joke. I am assuming that when she says we lost Jet, we lost him as Hans. That's what I'm assuming. We lost him as Hans. So after this conversation, or argument, I should say, that we have in the woods between Maddox and Jet in the last episode, I have a feeling that he is not going to want to continue in the play, which really upsets me because I think it was really sweet and cute, the dynamic that him and Ricky had, how Ricky was bringing him out of his shell and now he's starting to make jokes and loosen up and come to the bonfire and have fun. But do have to admit that those were jokes at Maddox's expense. Now, he didn't mean them to come off like that, and I get that. But regardless, they were. And so I think when he sees how upset Maddox was and how she says, you know, it's always about you. It's always about you, Jet, right? Let's face it. It's always about you. This is my thing. This is the one thing that I wanted for myself, camp. I think he's going to hear that and think about that and say, you know what? Then you can have it. I'm going to leave. Which ironically, if you really think about it, would just create a bigger problem with his parents, because his parents are going to be like, no, you have to be there. And it's going to become a big issue. And then they're going to be like, what happened? Oh, I assume you got into a fight with Maddox, and make Maddox look bad. But I'm assuming that's where that's going, is that he's going to quit the play and maybe even camp because Maddox of what she said.
What?
I think that's sweet too, though. That's really cute. It's like, it shows that as much as Maddox hates Jet or you know, gets upset with what he does and doesn't want him around, she kind of like keeps brushing him off because of their hostility, she still loves him. She still loves him and cares about him, obviously. It's his sister. So I think that reaction's really cute. All right, so there you have it, our little reaction breakdown to the season 3 episode 4 promo. No drama, and there's going to be a lot of drama, I can tell. A lot of you said this in the comments of the last episode, and I agree. I don't like how they kind of just brushed over the whole Carlos thing. Like, they made such a big deal out of it, and this show has done that before, though, I will say, like, where we kind of stew and stew and stew over the cliffhanger of the previous episode, and then the next episode happens, and it's like, oh yeah, it wasn't a big thing. Wasn't a big deal. Who cares? Whatever. I think there should have been a bigger repercussion. I'm curious to see if Val says anything about it, what happens with that. But yeah, I think everything that happens here in this promo is pretty self-explanatory, aside from the Courtney issue. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'm really interested to see what people pick out about that. I will reiterate once again, I've said this in the previous reactions, I don't watch any of the sneak peeks. I just do the promos. I will say I cheated and I watched the sneak peek of the last episode, though, because I saw it was Ricky and Gina in the woods, and I'm like, I want to say. But I tend to not watch those because I don't want too much spoiled for me. So in addition to that, I don't look at any of the pictures that are released. I don't like read about any of the gossip or stuff like that. Like, someone had mentioned in the comments, like, ooh, there's a cute scene of Ricky and Gina kind of playing with each other, as we just saw. I'm sure it was that one. But yeah, I don't mind if you guys mention stuff in the comments, like, or it slips or whatever. It's not a big deal, but I usually don't go seeking it out. So I think that a lot of the opinions that I have aren't fully formed because a lot of you know other things that are going on, like spoilers. So just keep that in mind when you're commenting. But I went into this whole deep dive in the last episode and in some of the comments. Comment, please comment. Just keep it nice, keep it civil, don't argue with each other. If you start getting nasty, I will shut it down. I respect all opinions. I like having conversations with people that have difference of opinions. Those are the most fun to have. So please comment. Let's start a conversation. We have a great community of people commenting and talking, I feel, in these videos. So that it's awesome. So yeah, just comment and let's talk about this. But a lot of you are like, Rena is endgame. Rena's endgame. And I even made a video that says this Portwell shipper can see the signs of Rena in only the first 2 episodes. I see it. And a lot of you, when I mentioned at the end of the last episode, I was like, I get brotherly sister vibes, brother and sister sibling vibes from Ricky and Gina. And a lot of you were like, you look at your brothers like that? No, obviously I could sense that there was flirting. Obviously there were flirty things, like hearts racing. I get it. Yeah, was that like a cute little moment? Like, oh, he touched her hand and put it on his chest. And oh my gosh, it doesn't mean they're getting married. Like, yes, is there some tension there? There's a little bit of unresolved feelings, yes, but I don't think it's enough to romantically act on right now. Maybe it will develop into that, but I don't know. Like, at first, I keep flip-flopping. Like, in the first 2 episodes, I'm like, okay, they're really pushing hard for Rena. But then after that 3rd episode, I really, like, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm a Portwell shipper who confessed and understood that, yes, Rena is probably going to be a thing in the first 2 episodes. But now I'm saying after that 3rd episode, I really thought it was going to push me over the edge, and it didn't. And it didn't. And that's not because I'm trying to hold on to Portwell with all I have. It's, I really just don't feel that. I felt like it was just like, we're besties. There was something there. And we need to resolve that and talk about it. But I don't necessarily think they're going to act on it. I do, however, think it's still going to make EJ jealous and possibly cause a problem. But I don't know. I just didn't feel Rena in season 3 or in episode 3. So I'm very curious to see how I feel with them having these cutesy little play scenes in episode 4. With that said, we also had a cutesy little play scene at the bonfire in episode 3 with Jet and Ricky. So my thing is, like, the Rena shippers, if you're going to keep pointing out, like, his hand on her hand on his chest and these cute little fussy play scenes, then why aren't you pointing out everything else and taking those into consideration? Again, there was this adorable scene where Jet and Ricky are, like, handsy and, you know, back and forth. It was adorable. It was so cute. Jet's smiling and they're having this cute little moment. It was adorable. So if I'm going to read into Gina and Ricky doing that, then I'm going to read into Jet and Ricky doing that. And to be honest with you, I kind of prefer Jet and Ricky. But I see, along with all the history, why you would grasp onto the Gina situation with him. It's just, I don't know. I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel it in that episode. I could admit it in episodes 1 and 2 fully. Didn't feel it in episode 3. So I'm very curious to see how I feel in episode 4. But that is all I have to say. And yeah, I'm excited for Wednesday. As always, the full first and second seasons of High School Musical, the musical, the series are on my Patreon, as is everything that has come out for season 3 so far. The third movie is also on my Patreon, as is Zombies 3 and Camp Rock 1 and 2. And the entire the entire second and third season of Never Have I Ever. Go check that out. Of course, subscribe, please. And everything is edited. I have the first 3 movies, or all 3 movies of High School Musical edited on my channel. I just don't have the first 2 movies on my Patreon. But yeah, so go check it out. Join us for Wednesday. As I always say, I will be watching it bright and early at 6 a.m. It will be on my Patreon by 6:30, and hopefully the edit will be out by 7:30. We'll have to see what happens Wednesday. Everyone throw a like or dislike if you do not like what you see, but comment down below. Let me know why. Subscribe if you haven't yet. We do fun things. Ring a ling. That will be notified when I upload new videos. Don't forget to check the link down in the description for my Patreon. Follow us on all social media. But that is it. So long, everyone. Try to make someone smile today. You never know when you might need it next. Bye.